This is Making Futures, helping individuals discover their passion and fulfill their potential.
Today I'm speaking with Michael Kennel, Manager of Student Employment Services, Milwaukee Area Technical College. And we're talking about how tech colleges help students find jobs. Wisconsin Technical College graduates are very successful at finding employment. 88% report they are employed 6 months after graduation. Can you talk about the connections between technical colleges and employers and how this relates to that high employment achievement rate?
Yeah, there are a number of ways that connections are being made between the tech colleges, students, and the employers. They're done, a lot through organizations like the one we have here, Student Employment Services. And, we're not the only ones that are actually helping students make or bridge that gap. The instructors, they're also very good resources in connecting with companies and getting students connected with employers. Advisory committees, a great opportunity for employers to get into the tech colleges, get more information on the curriculums, and actually help drive the curriculum to better fit their needs. Their graduates, making sure the graduates are coming out with the skills and the training that they're looking for. Those are some of the main ways that people can, companies and employers can get connected with not just MATC students, but tech college students in general. Another area is student projects. We've had a lot of success with students going out and doing projects for companies as a class project. We've had a tremendous success with that through a number of our media classes, design classes, and even some of our photography classes.
Most technical colleges have student employment services, as you mentioned. Can you talk about the services provided in those offices?
Yes. What we generally do is we help the students prepare for the job search. We also reach out and connect with companies to, help bridge that gap between the students and the employers. We do assistance in filling out employment applications, writing resumes. We do mock interviews, help them practice with their interviewing skills. We also have something called the Tech Connect job system. And this is a great opportunity for employers and students to get connected because not only does it connect the individual student and the employer and the college together, but if an employer does put a position out on the Tech Connect system, he is actually putting it out on all 16 colleges across the state of Wisconsin, which is a great resource for employers. There are very few job database systems out there that will allow them to do that. We also have resume banks. Tech Connect is now actually providing resume services for the employers so that they can actually go in and search them. Those are the main ones we do, but some of the other things that we do provide are current employment trends, salary information, employment events, job fairs, things like that. So we do offer a myriad of different avenues for the student and employers to get better connected.
What should students do to access these services?
Well, the first thing that they want to do is they want to get connected with their student employment services at their tech college. They need to reach out to them. They need to, locate them on the campus and make that connection.
Are there specific classes for job hunting skills?
Well, there are a lot of classes that are generally given by colleges to help students prepare for, their resumes, job search, and things like that. So some actual schools, we refer to them as schools here like technology and applied science and the business schools, actually have portions of their courses that are dedicated to finding jobs and dealing with the job search within their individual industries.
What about job-related clubs for students? Do those help students find jobs as well?
Yes, they do, and getting connected with student clubs is a great step in getting connected to the community, the hiring community, because many of the student organizations will sponsor tours to companies. They may have companies come in and speak to the clubs. Plus, it's an opportunity for a lot of times Student Employment Services will get connected to these clubs, which will allow another avenue for the students to get connected to their Student Employment Services offices.
I know that many tech college programs offer or require internships. Can you describe some of these and how they help students to future employment?
Yes, internships are very important to a lot of our programs here. For instance, the healthcare programs do require clinics. Some of the other schools do require that students perform internships within the community with employers. And it is probably one of the best ways to get connected to an employer because it gives you a great opportunity to get into a job situation where the employer can evaluate you and you can actually evaluate the employer. So it's kind of a two-way street. You can take a look at, well, is this profession what I really want to do, or what part of this profession do I really like the most? So when I do go out and start looking for a job, I can understand what I'm looking for, which will help the individual, the student, narrow down what they're looking for in a particular employer or position. And again, as I mentioned, it's great for the employers because it gives them a great opportunity to evaluate the students and take a look at them as potential employees.
I'm hearing some stories about students who get hired even before they finish their programs. Are employers willing to work with students on that, to keep them in their program until they finish and also allow them to work at the same time?
Many employers do look for students before they graduate and bring them in, and and what they will actually do is help them pay for some of the college or some of the classes that they will be taking in the future. And this is a great opportunity for students to help get their college paid for, plus gain invaluable experience within their industries. I mean, that's a win-win situation for everybody. If a student or an employer can get into that situation, it is a very good and very ideal situation. The student should be looking for a situation where the employer will also, like I said, help them pay for their college. One thing they don't want to do, and they should be concerned about, is what we refer to as jobbing out. I know many students feel that, I'll get into a tech college, get started, get a job, and just move on. But they're kind of cutting themselves a little bit short if they don't continue the programs, because if they don't get that degree, diploma, or certificate, if something should happen that they were laid off, then they got some experience, but they don't have that valued certificate, diploma, or degree.
That's a good point to make. So it sounds like students could begin their looking for jobs and careers even earlier than many might think. It's like, don't wait until you're almost finished your program. When would you advise students to start their job search?
Well, actually, students, they don't realize it, but every time they meet somebody who's a potential employer or working in the industry, they're kind of being interviewed to a certain point. But students shouldn't wait. They're graduating in May, shouldn't wait until May to start looking for a job. If they're graduating in May, they should be, spending most of that semester helping prepare their job search, resume, cover letters, and things like that, and getting out and meeting employers and so on and so forth. Because the job search process generally can take sometimes 3 to 4 months, maybe even longer. So if they graduate in May and they start in May, they may not be hired until July or August, and that's not why they went to school. They went to school to find a job. So the earlier they start preparing and getting themselves ready to get into the job search process, the better off they'll be.
Yeah, you make a really good point that any connection throughout their education could be the one. I've been speaking with Mike Kennel, Manager of Student Employment Services at Milwaukee Area Technical College. And thanks again for speaking with me, Mike.
Thank you, Susan. I do appreciate the opportunity.
Making Futures is a presentation of Wisconsin's 16 technical colleges. Thanks for listening.